Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the notion of the U.S. Embassy in Thailand administering vaccines, presumably, to American expats or Americans here in Thailand. And this came about as a result of a question I got, or I should say a comment I got on our channel, quoting directly, "Hello, a question not related to this video. Is there a chance that the U.S. Embassy in Bangkok facilitate a purchase of COVID-19 vaccine for U.S. expats?" Let's define who we're talking about here. Folks that are part of the mission, part of the State Department's mission, the U.S. mission to Thailand, so folks that are in the embassy that work there, diplomats, consular officers, people on official passports and diplomatic documents for being in Thailand. I don't know. I can't answer that, and I can only speculate sort of generally, but you asked for a video on this, and I think I'm probably the best to provide as much clarification as I can. I don't know exactly what they'd be doing. I suspect that their government, they're going to be dealing with their own protocols, but they're part of the mission to Thailand. They're not just expats, folks that live abroad, folks that live in Thailand or have come to Thailand and plan to spend a relatively long or short period of time. Just foreign, I should say, American nationals in Thailand. That's not the same thing as a member of the mission. Those folks may ultimately, the State Department may vaccinate those folks. I don't know. It remains to be seen. But do I think that they will, buy up a bunch of vaccines and hand them out to American expats? I find that highly unlikely. If the American Embassy does a tweet or something and contradicts me on this, I'm happy to eat crow. I'll do another video and basically provide an update on that. But remember, the embassy's function is it's I shouldn't say simple, but it's pretty straightforward. It doesn't have anything to do with necessarily, I shouldn't say not taking care of Americans in Thailand. In many ways they do. Things like passports, American citizen services, deceased Americans, they do a lot. That said, you live in Thailand, you've chosen to live in Thailand. And if you're not working for the U.S. government or in connection with the mission here, then they don't really have anything to do with you. So they're not, I don't see any reason why they would provide that service. If you're living in Thailand, for example, someone like me, I've never really expected the embassy to provide a service like that. Now, that said, I could be wrong, and in the future maybe they will do that, but I think it's pretty unlikely. The U.S. Embassy tends to stick to dealing with, diplomatic communications between the United States and Thailand, and then consular functions associated with visas to the United States, as well as possibly American citizen services here in Bangkok and Greater Thailand.